this is one of my favourite exercises, and to ensure that I don't get to 40 years old and think, oh my god, why has my life not changed for the last 5 years, I am creating a brand new vision to help me anchor into the future that I desire, and I'm going to take you along that process. So if you watch my last video, you will know that I was really honest about the fact that I feel a little bit scared about my life not changing between 34 and 40. So I'm 35 in December, so I've got another 5 months of being 34, and then in 5 years and 5 months time I turn 40. And I had this realisation the other week and was like, however much I love my life right now, I do not want to be in this exact same position in 5 years time. So now I've got that awareness around the fact that I actually want to move and I actually want to change my life so that it looks different at 40. I am creating my 5-year vision so that I've got something to anchor into every single day, so that when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I don't want to do anything today, I've got the vision to inspire me, to motivate me, and really to remind me of what I'm actually working towards. Now, I love this process so much. I love doing anything like vision boarding, creating your future story, anything like that. I find it such an exciting thing to do. It makes me feel really good doing it. So I thought I would take you along the journey. And the way that I have done it today is I used Victoria Magrath's process, which she had a blog post about it. I saved it in my notes app ages ago. It was all about her creating her like goals list or whatever it was. I had the prompts in my notes app and I've just used her prompts. So I will share that blog post in the comments for you if you want to go and read it for yourself. But I have done it based on these prompts. I was going to break it down by like each part of my life, but I didn't want to do that this time. I wanted to try this way of doing things. So I've taken her prompts, tweaked them, used them for myself, and then we're going to use ChatGPT to write my future story so that I have something I can read every single day. Let's be honest, probably not going to read it every single day, but I can read most days to help me start the day feeling that inspiration and having that motivation to actually do the shit that I need to be doing to turn this dream into the reality. So first of all, I have got the headers that Victoria uses. I can't remember what the first one was that she used, but I've changed it to say, by 40, my life looks like, and then I've bullet pointed. So my business is thriving, I'm making money as a full-time content creator and podcaster, and my product commercial business is always booked out 6 months in advance. I'm living in a home I'm obsessed with that's close to public transport, near to my family, and walking distance to places I can work from. I travel at least twice per year and often take smaller trips to places in the UK or Europe. I'm in a healthy, loving relationship with someone who makes me laugh daily, supports me in my goals, and I see as the hottest guy I've ever dated. I feel confident and secure in my relationship and friendships, and I have a thriving social life that leaves me feeling well balanced between me time and actually living my life. I'm the fittest, strongest, healthiest I've ever been, and even more confident than I am now. I like to write my prompts in the present tense because if you believe in manifestation, then when you write something in the present, it helps you to allegedly manifest easier because you're writing it as if it's already come true, as if you already believe it about yourself. So that's why I do it. It's supposed to help with the law of attraction, with manifestation. Whether it does or not, I don't know, but there's no harm in writing I am or I have, because it just makes you feel good anyway, saying it that way. The next section is desires. So I have put, I own a home of my own, I'm completely debt free and never have to worry about money. I've travelled Vietnam and or Mexico. I had to become a limited company because I exceeded the VAT threshold. I'm engaged and my engagement ring is platinum with a gorgeous pink pear-shaped diamond. I've had braces to straighten my teeth again, which is something that I have wanted to do for ages, but I just haven't got around to it. It's something that I'd like to have done by the time I'm 40, although I'm less conscious of it now than I was when I was younger. I feel like a few years ago I was like obsessed with the fact that my teeth had moved since I had braces in my teens. Now I'm not as bothered because I just like myself a whole lot better than I did 5 years ago, fresh out of a breakup. So it's still something that I would like to have done though. Then based off of the desires and where I want my life to be by 40, I've got key goals by 2030. So I have over 15,000 YouTube subscribers. My podcast receives over 100,000 downloads every month. I have over 100,000 followers on TikTok. I can do the monkey bars. I know that this is a random one, but I didn't want to put down like I weigh X or my body is X% fat or anything like that. Like I don't want those type of goals on there. But to be able to do the monkey bars would mean that I am strong and I have good upper body strength. So that is my goal. To do the monkey bars in the park by the time I'm 40. At which point my niece and nephews will probably be old enough to not want to go in the park anymore with me. So I won't have anyone to impress, but you know. And I've saved enough for a deposit on a home. That one feels really scary because my savings are very, very tiny at the moment, like minuscule, and I'm still paying off some credit card debt. So that feels like wild that in the next 5 years I could actually save a deposit for a house. But the more delusional, the better. The more delusional, the better. That is my mantra. I'm sticking to it. We're going to go with it because we don't know what's going to happen over the next 5 years, do we? Magic does exist. Then things I need to do based on what I want to achieve. I've got start referring to myself as a content creator and take my content seriously. Finish the product film school course. Start practicing the techniques that I'm learning. Create a commercial portfolio. Stay committed to my vision, prioritise my physical and mental health again, and find a therapist. I have been feeling recently like I desperately need some therapy. Like I've done a lot of therapy in the past, I've done a lot of coaching in the past, but especially since my nan and granddad died, I have felt like so much stuff keeps coming up. And also about like a past relationship, I'm just like, why have I not dealt with this yet? There's shit coming up that I know that I need to deal with, and until I've dealt with that, I think it's going to be hard for me to actually move on in terms of relationships. Like, yeah, I can be in good relationships, but there's a few things that I want to work on personally, and therapy is going to help me with that. So I need to find myself a therapist. How do you even do that? I feel like I should know this. That's that. So then habits to learn and keep. I really like this section of the prompts that Victoria has. So habits to learn and keep. Become disciplined in every area, especially health and business. Build a simple yet effective, easy to implement morning routine again. My mornings look like me waking up, taking my eye mask off, checking my YouTube stats, my TikTok stats, reading my emails, having a little look around social media, going downstairs, making a coffee and watching Grey's Anatomy. That's my morning routine at the moment. And however much I do like it, because it feels like I have this like nice, slow, steady start to the morning, I don't think it is the most effective routine for me. I don't feel like that at the moment is going to support me in being disciplined and committed and staying consistent with my content. I absolutely hate the word consistent. But I feel like I could create something for myself that has that balance between me feeling like I'm just not rushing into the day and that makes me feel good about my mornings, versus not creating something that's like an hour long that I used to do that would then leave me feeling like exhausted and bored and just, yeah. I like to start work relatively quickly after I wake up, and quite often I would prefer to just get straight up and get on with work because that's when I feel most inspired. But if I could have like a little buffer of even like a 10 to 15 minute routine that would just set me up like energetically for the day, I think that I would see better progress in terms of me actually achieving my goals. So that's something that we are going to try again. Drink 2 litres of water every day at a minimum, and make working out a part of my personality. I don't want to become one of those people that is all about the gym, all about working out, all I ever talk about is my health and fitness. However, I know myself enough to know that I have to become so obsessed with something to stick with it. So how most people like want to avoid the gym obsession in case it turns unhealthy, I need to be obsessed with working out in order for me to actually do it and to stay committed to it. And the best time that I did this was when I joined the Joe Wicks 90-day plan, when I very first joined that back in 2021, I think it was. I was so disciplined and so dedicated to it because it was this shiny new thing. I knew it was only 90 days. I really wanted to get the most out of that 90 days, and I became obsessed with it and I saw really good results from it. And I've since joined, I've been on the Body Coach app ever since, and I use it for recipes pretty much every single day, but I'm not dedicated to the workouts like I used to be because I haven't found that obsession yet. So I need to find a workout that I am obsessed with and some way to really hyper focus on making working out part of my personality without being one of these gym people that just like selfies in the gym all the time, because that's also not who I am. I actually prefer working out at home than I do to the gym. So yes. Now, habits to dismiss and lose. There's probably so many more, but I've just put 4 here. So allowing other people's thoughts or belief to impact my mindset. This affects me most in business. So anywhere else, couldn't really care less what anyone else's thoughts or opinions are. When it comes to my dating life, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to anything like that, couldn't really care less. When it comes to my business, I feel like I can very much buy into other people's judgments and other people's opinions or beliefs around what I'm doing. And that is something that I really need to change, because I know that it does impact what I'm doing with my business. Making excuses for why I can't work out today. Absolute queen of excuses. I can justify 2 things exceptionally well. One is spending money on something. If I want to buy something, you best believe I can justify a reason for buying it. And 2, justify a reason for not working out. So it's either it's too late, or my stomach's been a bit sore, or I've just eaten, or I haven't eaten soon enough, or I can't work out in the mornings because I need food first. If I work out too late in the evening, then I'll have too much energy. Like, you name it, I will find an excuse to not work out. And that just needs to not be a thing anymore, because it is really preventing me from becoming that strongest, fittest, healthiest version of myself. Snacking on sugary things out of boredom. I know we all do it. I need to find something better. Not so much from a physical perspective, although obviously it will help physically, but more so from like a mental perspective, because I know that sugar massively impacts my mood. We need to be changing that. And the last one, saying yes to things that aren't a priority. I had a call with my coach the other day, and this is something that we talked about, because a lot of the time I tend to prioritize other people's needs or events or something fun that I want to do over what I'm working on in my business, which is great. Obviously I have the freedom to work when I want, whenever I want. That's amazing. However, because I've got some pretty serious goals that I want to achieve by the time I'm 40, I have to be more disciplined. So that means not cancelling a day of work to go and do something random because somebody else wants me to do that. And I feel like getting the balance between living my life, making the most of the freedom that my business has created for me, versus also taking my business seriously, finding that balance is going to be something that I'm definitely going to have to work on, but I'm up for the challenge. And then the penultimate section is trips to plan. These are all just places that I'd like to visit, so I don't really need to plan them as such, but they're just places that I want to visit over the next few years. So Vietnam, Mexico, Croatia, Albania, Italy or Portugal. To be honest, I'll go anywhere. I love a trip. I love a holiday. I love a trip. I will go anywhere. But these are just places that I'd really like to visit, and places that have kind of been on my vision board for a long time that I just haven't been to see, because for the last few years, especially the last 2 years, but even prior to that, like the last 5 years, I've been very reluctant to leave the country because my granddad was so ill, and I was absolutely terrified that I wouldn't be with him when he died. Now, he died Christmas Eve, so I don't need to worry about not leaving the country anymore, which is very bittersweet. Yes, it's going to be great to travel again. However, that means that granddad's no longer in my life, which fucking sucks. So moving swiftly on, the last section is who do I want to become over the next 5 years? And again, I've done it in present tense. So I'm the woman who has the delusional dreams that always come true. I'm the woman who's committed, disciplined and dedicated to her vision. I'm the woman who trusts the process, takes action daily and believes in her ability to turn the vision into her reality. I'm the woman who's detached from the idea of when the vision needs to happen because she knows it's inevitable. I'm the woman who is open to the universe guiding her to a life that's even better than her vision. I mean, I'm obsessed. Honestly, even reading this out, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but this is firing me up just going through it, just reading it out. So I am very excited about this, and it feels really good to actually be doing this again, because as I said the other day, I very much hit this point where I was like, 5.5 years, I'm going to be 40. I need something to inspire me again. And I think after grieving for the last 6 months, and then I went on holiday with my family, So I took like 2 weeks off work, and then coming back into work has been really hard to find that motivation, to have that inspiration, to feel like, okay, I want to get back to work again. Doing this is massively helping. Before I go to ChatGPT to ask her to help me create my future story in a beautiful way that I can read out every day, I have chosen a mantra to anchor me into this. So something that I can focus on every single day, and that is hot, happy, healthy. That is what I want to achieve over the next 5 years. The hottest, happiest, healthiest version of me. I'm actually going to do a 4-part series on how to become hot, happy and healthy in your 30s over the coming weeks. So we've got 2 more episodes of this little mini series about my 5-year plan. And then I'm going to bring out a brand new 4-part series on becoming the hottest, happiest, healthiest version of you in your 30s, because it's something that I'm working on now. And who knows, maybe you want to become hot, happy and healthy as well. But having that mantra means that every single day when I am making decisions around the work that I'm doing, or when I'm talking myself out of a workout, I can say to myself, hot, happy and healthy, this is what we're aiming for. And how can I anchor into hot, happy and healthy every single day? I could work out. I could do something that brings me joy. I could have a smoothie instead of pancakes for breakfast. Whatever it is, that's my mantra. I'm sticking to it. Maybe you want your own mantra. Maybe you want to steal mine. If you're following this process, I would actually love to hear from you in the comments. So please share with me whether you're finding this inspiring, whether you're finding it helpful, whether this has encouraged you to create a vision for the next 5 years of your life. Tell me, I want to hear from you. Okay, so now we are going to use ChatGPT to turn my vision into a story. And the prompt that I am using is, based on the information I'm sharing with you below about what I want to achieve over the next 5 years, can you write my future story for me so I can read it each day to feel inspired and motivated, please? And then I've literally just copied and pasted my bullet points into this. And then we're going to hit go and see what she comes up with. Absolutely, Becca. Here's your future story, written like a powerful personal manifesto and visualization that you can read every day. It's filled with the bold, grounded energy of a woman who knows she's on her way no matter what. I've woven in everything you shared so it reads like a snapshot from your life at 40 and a reminder of who you're becoming. This is also the first draft of this. So I've done this before when I was writing my future story of a future relationship, and I will share the link to the episode of the Date with Confidence podcast that I did this with, where I used ChatGPT to essentially write my like dream partner so that I could refer back to that vision as well. And that took me a couple of attempts to get it how I exactly wanted it. So let's read what we say and then we'll go back if there are any other things that I need to add. So, my life at 40, the reality I created. I wake up every morning in a home I'm obsessed with. It's stylish, light-filled and in the perfect location. Just a short walk to my favourite coffee spots and to co-working spaces with easy transport links and my family nearby. It feels like mine because it is. I own it outright, no more renting, no more temporary. Every detail is a reflection of me. Warm, bold, creative and full of character. My days are a dream I once only journaled about. I'm a full-time content creator and podcaster and damn good at it. My YouTube channel has over 15,000 amazing subscribers, my TikTok has blown up with over 100,000 followers, and my podcast gets more than 100,000 downloads every single month. I speak and people listen. My voice matters. I work with brands I love, creating content that lights me up, and my product commercial business is booked out 6 months in advance. I had to become a limited company because I was making too much money to stay small. Oh my god, what a fucking dream. I'm completely debt free, I have savings and never stress about money anymore. Overflow is my new normal. And I still make space to live. I travel a few times a year, sometimes to faraway places like Vietnam or Mexico, other times to hidden gems across Europe. Croatia, Albania, Italy by train, Portugal. They're all ticked off and etched into my memory. I also go on smaller UK trips just because I can. My body is the strongest, fittest and healthiest it's ever been. Working out is just part of who I am now. It's not a debate, it's a non-negotiable. I feel confident in every outfit, every photo, every room I walk into. I can do the monkey bars. I drink 2 litres of water daily and my morning routine grounds me no matter how busy life gets. I look in the mirror and see straight, beautiful teeth, braces were totally worth it, glowing skin and a woman who is so deeply in love with her own life, it radiates out of her. I feel proud of who I've become. And love, oh, it found me. I'm in a relationship with the hottest, most supportive man I've ever met. Funny, emotionally available, ambitious, affectionate, and proud to be with me. We laugh every day. I feel seen, adored, and completely safe. When he proposed, with a platinum band and a pink pear-shaped diamond, I cried happy tears. It was everything I dreamed of and more. My friendships are solid and soul-nourishing. My social life is vibrant but balanced. I say no to what doesn't serve me and hell yes to what does. My boundaries are tight, my standards are sky high, and my inner peace is sacred. I am the woman who followed her bold, delusional dreams and made them real, not by magic, but by commitment. Whew. It's actually making me a little bit emotional. I took my content seriously. I finished the product film school course. I built my commercial portfolio. I stuck with my vision through doubt, delays, and distractions. What? I became disciplined in my health, my habits, and my business. I stopped letting fear of other people's opinions hold me back. I quit the excuses, the boredom snacking, the I'll start tomorrow mentality. I said goodbye to self-sabotage and acted like the woman I knew I could be. And now I am her. I trust the timing of everything. I'm open to the universe surprising me with a life even better than the one I imagined. I take inspired action daily, detached from the outcome, but deeply devoted to the process. This is the life I created by backing myself relentlessly. This is the life I live because I chose to become her. What the fuck? Why do I feel emotional? This is why we do this work. Because if I can read that and I can get those flutters in my stomach and I can feel emotional and I can sit here in complete gratitude that that is the life that I am living, that is what's going to propel me every single day. That is what's going to make me actually take action every single day. That is what's going to keep me going when I feel like I can't keep going. I'm obsessed. No notes at this point. It's perfect. I'm really, really happy with that. It feels very true to me right now. It feels very synced with like what I shared, just in this like beautiful vision. And do you know what else I'm going to do? I am going to turn that into an audio that I can listen to every single morning. So either I'm just going to cut it out of what I've been recording right now because that's the easiest way to do it, or I'm just gonna record it again, chuck a nice little sound over the top of it so that I can use it as my morning meditation, and then that is going to become my morning routine. So wake up, listen to this, start the day, do the shit, make the dream the reality. And in the next video, we're actually going to take that vision and ask ChatGPT to make it into an actionable plan. So if you are enjoying this little mini series, then make sure that you are subscribed so that you can follow along and you can see that happening, because I'm excited for ChatGPT to actually tell me what I need to do, give me like an actionable plan, even though I'm probably not going to follow it because I don't like following plans, but just to have some kind of strategy in place to reverse engineer the vision and then break it into manageable chunks so that I know what I need to do every day, every week, every month, every year for the next 5 years. Going to be a game changer. So I'll see you in that video. So now I'm going to go and create a vision board for myself because I like to create a visual representation of what I want to achieve. Make sure you subscribe, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.